Hello, everybody. Make sure my sound is right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So how is everybody? Hi, Shelly, and hi, moderators, and Tammy. Nice to see you here tonight. Hi, Deb. So, you guys, couple things. First, I want to thank my patrons, Judy and Stephanie, Serena, Sandra, Cheryl, Janice, and all of my super chat superstars last week, because I just appreciate each and every one of you, and I have to say thank you. So thank you. Hi, Patricia. Nice to see you. Yasmin. Glad you're good. Christina Welch, she's the star of the show today because we are using Christina's paints today. And boy, do I have some things to say about these. I can't wait to tell you my impressions of these paints. So I first have to say thank you. If you guys want to be a patron of the arts, you can donate to my channel. By my description box, there is a tip jar. So you feel free to donate that way or leave a super chat. I'm here for you. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. Now, the second thing after I say thank you is I had a birthday yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to go through. Usually I like to go through and go back and watch the live, but I've been really busy, and then yesterday I just took the whole day to do whatever I wanted, and usually I like to go back to watch the whole live and go over some things, but I didn't get a chance to do that, so thank you. I'm old, everybody. Not really old, but I feel old sometimes. I feel old this year. Hi, Judy. Hi, Kathy and Carrie. Hello, Cause Creations in the house. How awesome is that? Nice to see you, Kathleen. Tammy, yes, I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're away from home and safe. That hurricane was horrible, right? I did have a very nice birthday. It was extremely relaxing, and just, it was lovely. So I had a wonderful birthday. Hi, Patricia. If I didn't say that already. So this was one of the ones we did last week. Maybe I can bring you in a tiny bit closer here. Let's see if I can. So this was a beautiful piece. This turned out lovely from last week, and you guys remember at the very end I added those like gold lines up through here. Well, I wanted to give a shout out to the inspiration for that piece. It was in the back of my mind. Nikki Hussey, and you'll find her information on for Instagram and her YouTube channel in my description box. She has been making these beautiful round pieces, and she had one with some also like gold cords that she embellished up here, and I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it. So this piece really turned out pretty, and this part I'm not a realistic painter, so, but I have to say it took me hours to make it look realistic like that. I did all the shading with a marker and a brush, and a brush marker and a brush, and yeah, I thought it turned out pretty good. So it was definitely a labor of love. So yeah, so this one's available if anyone's interested. You know, I noticed on Instagram, this is a manly piece because you can kind of see on Instagram who pays attention to what posts. This one had 78% men looked at it, and only like 30% women. So I thought that was really interesting. So if you're looking for like a manly piece for your husband or you know, his office or something like that, maybe this would be something you might consider. Yeah, thank you so much. It's my creativity. Hello, Melanie. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here. Yeah, so this piece turned out really pretty. I'm really happy with it. Now, this one was done with the mix, remember? I was going to share with you, so both of the pieces that I did with the mix that had the satin enamel, and they both broke apart. They had crazing really bad, and they were not too thick, so I don't know what happened there. I noticed Sarah Mack did some paintings, and hers did not break with satin enamel, but mine did, so I'm not sure what the difference is there. The second painting I did, the last one I did, where I just kind of did that flip and drag, and I just left it, and I didn't show you the end results. That one I ended up using paints that were mixed the previous week with Floetrol and some of the mixed paints. Now that one, it definitely had some issues. Just a moment, I have to go get it. That one had some crazing issues. And some of it split apart. I had to rework it, re-pour some areas. It was really a challenge. So initially I said I don't think it works with Floetrol, but I don't know. I was speaking with Krista, the owner, one of the creators of the mix, and she said that if she uses Floetrol based paint as a base coat, she's okay. And I noticed that, and then Sarah said that if she used it in just her white Floetrol along with paint that would have been mixed with the mix, and that was okay. So I don't know. I think it's like one of those things. Maybe it was the water that I used. So with new mediums, you know, we all have to experiment what works for each of us. And for me, I'll have to do some more testing because I'm not confident saying one way or the other. So, hi Carrie, nice to see you. So I'll show you guys this painting, and if you laugh, you laugh, okay? Because this is like my first attempt at something. Normally you don't just show off your first attempts at things, but I feel like, what the hell, because I worked on it for hours. So this is my first attempt. It's a bird, a big fluffy bird. Let me see if I can get you out a little bit. Oops, I brought you in closer. And this was a funky little bird that I did. It was a interesting, it's caught. I just embellished it a little bit. Sandra kind of helped me figure out what to do with the wing. I took that rider tip and embellished it. And then I made these little, you know, wispy, I guess, branches or whatever. Yeah, and it's like a fantastical creature that Gail does, although not up to her standards, but, you know, it's the best that I could do. And it was my first try, so it was fun. And gosh, let me see if I can get you out a little bit more. So yeah, anyway, it's cute. It's a cute little bird, and it's fun, and it was fun to do, and I spent a lot of time working on it. And yeah, so one thing I had to say though is all this. Okay, so last summer Mina sent me this little tool, and I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm ever gonna do with this tool, But look, this tool, Anne, is what made the feet. Dun, dun, dun. So it was really cool. The little tool made the little feet. And I just thought that was kind of clever. So, you know. This was fun. Sometimes you have to do something. You know, stepping out of your comfort zone is oh, did Mina use that tool recently too? Yeah. She probably figured out what to do with it. I could never figure out what I was going to do with it, but then it just appeared to me that day. I was like, oh, I get to finally use that tool for something. And anyway, so Mary, you can get that tool on Amazon, at least before the C word. You know, you could. So anyway, thanks for indulging me and letting me show you that funky little fluffy fantastical bird. And let's go on today to the other thing I was going to show you. This is a technique. Okay, so some of you wanted to see how I did this on Instagram and Facebook. So I did this pretty little piece. This little piece was interesting because this was the practice piece that I did for the mix on Tish's live chat, or live, which is on the Artist Haven. So, and I tested it. Then I thought, I want to do something over the top because, you know, I didn't want to just waste a canvas. So I did a pour and a dip, and then I removed the paint from it. So it turned out really pretty. And so my thought was that I could show you how to do this. Now, yeah, this was all made with mixed paints, so there was the mix on the bottom. I also did this one too, which, you know, is not quite as interesting, but it is pretty. And yeah, so I did the mix on the bottom, and then I did the pour on the top. Of course, I had to let them dry in between. And then I embellished. This one I actually embellished with the gold. I don't know if you can see it, but with the gold pen. And let me show you, just why we're talking about it. This pen is, if you haven't bought one, I'm going to strongly suggest that you do. I love this pen, and they come in gold, copper, and silver, and it's literally, so these are the Krylon 18 karat gold leafing pen, and they come in packs of 2 like this, or 1, whatever, but then there's a copper pen and a silver one, and it's just amazing. It's so bright and so shimmery. It's great for embellishments. So if you're looking, I wish they had one with a finer tip. That's the only thing. It has kind of a thicker tip to it, but still I was able to get, you could see some of these little tiny lines I was able to do. So, oh, that's that. So, and I may or may not show this technique tonight. It just depends. I really need to do a painting that calls to me. And I haven't had a chance to paint since last live. So I really want to do one tonight that just, you know, calls my name. Now, first thing I want to do is go over these. These are Christina Welch Pourage Posse paint. And, okay, I have to tell you, I did all these. I did the muscadine wine. Let me show you what they look like too, as long as we're going over them. So I'll just put them in the order. This is the Persian Yellow. I loved that yellow. I was so attracted to it. I'm normally not like a yellow person. This is the Shimmer, and then we did the Gold Rush. And then on this side was the muscadine wine, Allen's Red Shimmer. and the Copper Penny. And then with the Deep Lagoon Shimmer down here. The Moody Blue Shimmer, which Christina, literally that Moody Blue, I was looking compared, I wanted to show you this in case you didn't have any. Well, this Moody Blue is so pretty. Actually, I don't know where it is right now. I'm sorry. Things are chaotic around here, but it is so close to Mysterious. This Moody Blue Shimmer, if the pigment itself was lightened up just a tiny bit, I think it would just be almost like Mysterious. And you could call it Mysterious Moody Blue and people would go crazy for that one. So, if they don't already. This Deep Lagoon Shimmer is so pretty. And then we did the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise. Now, the only one I didn't do was of her paints, and the reason why was I did an Amsterdam Burnt Sienna and an Amsterdam Brown and an Amsterdam Green, because I realized at the end of this I had Shimmer, metallic, 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 metallic. And honestly, you don't want to do all metallics, a whole painting with all metallics, because it doesn't usually get very many reactions. So, hi Danielle. Nice to see you. Oh, you made your Mysterious today. Okay, Christine. Well, ignore what I said, but anyway, okay. So now my impressions of this paint. Oh my gosh, I was so impressed with how rich they are. I cannot explain to you the pigment. So you think, I don't know, like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because first of all, the texture, they're super thick and super creamy. These paints are just luxurious and really heavy pigmented. Like, I didn't use a lot. And you thought, at first I thought, oh, they're so creamy, they're not going to really be as, intense as something that's a little heavier bodied, but that's not true at all. These are so pigmented and so creamy. So I mixed all these paints in 40 minutes and with no air bubbles. I don't see any air bubbles in my paint. I didn't have to use any water. I mixed just with Floetrol and a little shot of GAC 800, and that's it. And they were perfect. So I really have to say, Christina, I'm so thrilled that I get a chance to use these, and I would absolutely order them again. If you want to see how I mix them, I can do it really quick. Hi Deborah, nice to see you make it. I could do one really quick. Let me grab a color here that maybe I could put in the mix. Well, I'm gonna do a whole nother video on this too, but let's just, okay, for example, I'm kind of in a fall mood, so this is what they look like when you get it, and it has a beautiful seal on it. Everything was completely intact and beautifully packaged. So then you crack the seal open. I wanted to do a fresh one for you to see. And then all I did was take, I'll show you, it's not a lot, just Floetrol in the cup. I usually put a little bit in there at first, and then I just took like a scoop of the paint. I mean, not very much at all. And I mixed that together. See how rich it is already? It's already a beautiful color. Now, if you wanted it richer or deeper, whatever, remember Floetrol lightens your paint just a tiny little bit. So I'm going to put just a tiny little bit more in there, but still, that's very little paint. And then I just mixed that with the Floetrol and a little tiny shot of the GAC 800, which I keep in a just a little squeeze bottle like this because it's easy. And look, bloop. That's it. And instead of adding any water, if I wanted it a tiny bit thinner, most of the paints were all the same consistency, but let's say if I wanted a tiny bit thinner, I could just add a little tiny bit more of that GAC 800. So this is how I mixed all my paints. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear, but my neighbors are really loud right now. And I'm sitting right by the window. That's pretty much it. Just like that. I just mixed them, and look, no air bubbles. It's just completely smooth. So, yeah, really pretty paints. And I'm really impressed with just the way the pigment and I'm just impressed. So, yeah, so that's it. Okay, let's get on to painting. Do you guys mind? I need to grab a glass of water. My mouth is so dry, if you don't mind. I'm struggling here. Just 1 second. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Here's another amazing thing I got. We can finally grieve the death of my old rack, which is covered in 2 years of paint, and I've had it for almost 20 years at least. So I got this beautiful new rack. Ah, isn't it nice? It's so pretty. I don't even know what to do with it. Okay. Cheryl. Yeah, say a prayer of gratitude, because it put in hard work. Because before this, maybe you guys, some of you don't know, I am a chef, but I was also a baker. And oh my gosh, I used that for a long, long time before that. So it's paid its dues. You know what I mean? Now, gonna put some gloves on today. Hi, Kristen. You guys, I know you said soak my rack in hot water. I don't have anything right now I can soak that in, but it's so bent, and I know that it's also underneath all that paint. I think the paint's holding it together. I have a feeling that the paint underneath is so rusted. It was rusted, and so I have a feeling that if I try to salvage that one, there may be nothing holding it together at the end. Hi, Patricia. If I say hi to you more than once, I hope you're okay with it, because, I just want to make sure that people know and understand they are acknowledged, and I appreciate them. And my memory, while I'm trying to do all this stuff, is not always the greatest. Oh, go back. I thought about doing a double canvas today. What do you think of that? Hi from Rhode Island. Hi, Maria. It's a lot of paint to mess up if I mess up, though, but that's okay. I really want to do a pretty painting, and it's fun sometimes to do these. So there's a few ways you can do, this is called a diptych. If you want to do a diptych, which means two canvases that you would hang together, there's a few ways to do it. One way would be to paint them separately using the same colors. It's easier, I find, to do it together because then you really get a beautiful movement for the two. So that's what I'm going to do initially. And let me grab my bag of tricks here. I wish I could take you guys down. My studio is so clean right now. I spent a couple hours today just organizing things, so it's really fun. Let's see. I have a couple of cups. So these have been some that I featured on my channel before. I didn't know I was going to use these ahead of time, so what I'll have to do is after the fact I'll have to go back, find the links for them and who created each one. And then I will put it after this video loads up. It takes me a minute to do that, you guys, but afterward, I promise I will. And then I'll just do a couple of these. So I was kind of in the mood, I just was in a fall kind of a color mood, so I'm going to focus on the colors for a minute and just see what I want to do. Sometimes you just have to see, like, what's calling you. I know for sure this, what's it called? The red, it's the deep, oh, the muscadine wine. That color, I don't know. I am like all over it. It is so pretty. And I definitely want to use. So right now I'm thinking, you know, you can do a few different things with these split cups. You could layer them inside of here, or you could just put one color in each. If you do that, then you're likely just to get a ribbon with three colors, obviously, that are fairly separated. So that's what you think about when you do the split cups. In this one, obviously there's 4, so I would get 4. Or I could layer the cup like you would layer a normal cup, and I'm inclined to do this one with this wine color, and then I'm going to do the wine color on this side too. And because this is such a big cup, now I'm going to do red. Some of the red over the top. I don't know if I'm going to do red in that one or not. Gold. I know one thing for sure, I don't want pink. So, so one thing I'm really gonna focus on for this cup is no pink. Thank you, Christina, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Such a nice donation, thank you so much. So I'm just gonna put gold in this side. In that cup, that slot. Okay, now let me think. What else do we have over here? I know, I'm really feeling these fall colors, so I'm gonna put some of this bronze and maybe just do a whole thing of bronze. So one whole compartment will be full of bronze. This might be too much paint. I actually don't know how much paint I need exactly. That's one thing I'm not very good at, to be honest, is figuring out I mean, I could do the mathematics. I mean, I'm not stupid or anything, but I hate doing it. I just want to work. A lot of times I just want to do it based on how I'm feeling at the time. And I'm just terrible at doing math like that. I just don't want to figure it all out. I just want to mix some. And if I have some later, I buy, these little cups have a lid, so I can snap down the lid and save them for later. It's not like the paint is just ruined or anything. So, but sometimes I do end up with a lot of different colors at the end. And I think, wow, maybe. Okay. Thank you, Melanie. So kind. Thank you so much. All right, that's the copper. We're going to put some of this crazy, beautiful yellow in the bottom of that. And here too. What will happen, like this is definitely a warm color pour, so this is if you're trying to do something for fall. Probably it's pretty fall like. And then I love this burnt sienna, so looks like this side needs a little bit more paint. Okay. Now, not that I'm not going to use these other colors, I'm just not going to use them in the cup. So we'll see what happens. I didn't use any white, not a single bit of white. So I'm gonna see what happens, because it would be cool if I did. You know, I do need some highlight of white in there, but honestly, I really want it. I want that deep, rich red, that wine color. I just want it to stand out, and I don't want any white mixing with the pink at all. I just don't want any pink to appear at all. So let's just see what happens. And then Mary, it's hard with what's going on in the world right now to know. Even myself, I have to keep going to different parts of Amazon to get the things I need. So what you do is just go to my shop and see if they're in there, and hopefully you will find them. But I just don't want to guarantee it, because I just don't know right now. So I'm gonna probably just do like a wandering straight pour. I don't see any of that red coming out of here at all. Like it didn't even happen. Now remember that when you lift your cup up, you're going to get thinner, faster flow, and you're going to get thinner lines. So if I come down close to my canvas, then I can start getting some of those really, really big lines, or I can keep the flow really slow and try to get some little lines. Okay, now the yellow is starting to pop through. That's really pretty. Wow, it looks very fall already. Alright, now is coming the wine that I was looking forward to. Here it comes along with the dark chocolate brown. We'll get some of those colors up here on this part of the canvas. Yay, some of that did come through. So that's awesome. Yeah. So pretty. Now this is really dangerous. It's a good chance for me to mess something up, but I just want to give this a little tiny chance to move back and forth because I'm going to add that second cup on here. This is basically just a bridge. I don't know why I always do it that way. I think I saw Elise Fournier do it, and I thought it was so cool. Actually, it made a really big impression on me, the very first video I ever saw of hers. And it's what got me into pouring, truthfully. I was so completely and totally just enthralled, in complete and total disbelief by how beautiful the fluid art was, and I couldn't believe that was coming out of a cup. Have to forgive my lack of talking right now. It's so pretty. And let's face it, it's just one of the best parts. It really is just one of the most beautiful. Thank you, Angela. Did you check it? It might be an old, I don't know. I'll check it. There we go, guys. That's it. Thank you, Dina. Well, I can't check it until I'm done painting, so it's probably not broken. It probably just is an old one or something. Sometimes when I upload the live streams, I didn't adjust everything that I was supposed to adjust. Wow, that is so pretty though. So you can either, you can always go to Amazon.com and look up Heather Mader art too. But, or go to a previous video and see if that works. And if not, then there might be some bigger issue at work, but who knows. So now I'm going to take this and lift it up. And probably use it as a flow extender a little bit over here. So now I'm pretty much out of a lot of these colors because I used most of them. So for the flow extender, I'm just going to use whatever colors I have left. For this, and let's see, I think I have a little bit of this left. All of Christina Welch's information for her paints is all in my description box, and I know those link works because I just put them in there. So So the trick is to try not to, drip on the other painting as you tilt this one, as you tilt one of them. I'm really in love with the design, so I just definitely want to try to preserve as much of the align as possible, of the design as possible. Set this. It's hard. I'm gonna set this just for a second over here so I have a chance to fully manipulate this one. So these paints are so pretty. There's quite a delay in the live today, you guys, so I'm sorry if you're asking questions and I don't see it. There's just quite a delay because I'm watching it on another account here and it's quite lagged. So thank you so much, Canadian girl. All the tips are appreciated. It's how I keep my channel going. Thank you so much. This is really pretty. Night, Angela. Okay, so right now I don't need to get too much more paint off here, so I'm gonna leave. I really love this part right here, and I want to preserve it. So when you're at that point when you have some edges that are not covered, like clearly I do, there's a few things that you can do. I'm gonna move this back down just for aesthetics, but what I'll probably end up doing is taking some paint that I already had, like a copper like this, or a copper or red or maybe the yellow or something else, and I'll mix just a little bit more of it, and then I'll just do all the edges. So so that you get like a congruent feel to the whole piece. And I kind of like that red is just a beautiful, vibrant color, and I just think it will look so pretty all the way around the edges, actually. Ellen, I love your red. Christine, you have to tell Ellen. I love Alan's red shimmer. All my paintings are always for sale. I don't know if you guys were asking about this or the paints, but my paintings are for sale and these paints are for sale. Christina has a website, and I put all of her information in my description box, which I hope is working. So, all right, I want to show this. Okay, so you guys get the idea though. You just cover up the edges like this. I'm going to have to actually create and make more paint for this whole thing, but let's put it next to the other one real quick just to get an idea so we can kind of see. Or truthfully, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to swap these out real quick. Now this one has a lot more of the beautiful details in it, I noticed. It's definitely has some of the prettier yellows, but that's okay. I mean, that's the thing. They're not supposed to be exactly alike. They're made to hang together, so we don't have to have them exactly alike. We just want them to look like they were created together. So I moved some of that paint over here and then I'm gonna move it down. Now this one I'm gonna have to get some of that paint off there because there is a lot. So, and I don't want it to break or craze or anything. Even though I have the GAC 800 in there, you just don't ever really want to have too much paint on your canvas. You want to have a very thin layer so it'll dry easily and quickly. So, and again, so I'm going to take this one and I'm going to add red around it, all the way around the edges, so we get that. Now, you guys, let's see them together. And it's important that you do this together thing because you do want to see if they look good together. Hold on. You guys make sure you're in live chat mode versus top chat mode as well, if you're wondering if things aren't looking right to you. Okay, so yeah, I think this is really pretty. And you know what, just while I'm sitting here, because we're just because just because I don't know if I'm going to paint another painting today or not, but I really am going to, I just want to mix a little tiny bit more of this red, and it's so quick and easy to mix. This paint is so creamy and beautiful and easy. It really doesn't take long. So I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I should just do it right now and then they can dry. This is a very like fiery looking painting, isn't it? Hannah, so the right one might need more green or yellow, but at this point I would have to mix more paints too, but I'm also going to add this red. Adding this red is going to balance some of it out. You'll see. Just trust me real quick while I mix this paint up and you'll see what happens. Tish, have fun. Okay. So just a little bit more right here. And then that will balance this edge out. Remember not to mess up your edges when you're setting them together to compare, because you don't want to. You don't want to mess up the other painting. Like I just put my finger in the other one just now. It's hard to paint them this close together. But I just, for the purposes of a live, I just want to show you. Now, the other thing is, and I could do this probably off camera, I'm going to probably take my popsicle stick and I will draw this red into this other red so it looks like it belongs, because right now it kind of looks like I put it there as an afterthought. But that's one of the ways to marry these two paintings together, is by, you know, literally make it happen. Make them together. If they look like they weren't together naturally, you can add more curves, you can add more lines, and by doing that, you know, you create a marriage and it makes it look more natural. And don't worry about the popsicle stick lines, because you know, Floetrol evens itself out, so you can see. So, and then for this one, because this one is lacking in the red department, I'm gonna actually cover that. And then, even though I love that part, I'm actually gonna probably cover this part so they match more. So there's more of a uniform red look to everything. Actually, I'm going to dump this off real quick. That's the best way to get rid of that paint over there. Ooh, just dropped paint on my toe. And then this. There we go. So now, look, ta-da! So now look how they belong together, because all of the edges are matching. So that's one way if you want to make something look more uniform. Yeah, you can, Andrew, I see the question. You can do it either way. It's just a personal preference. Whatever you decide to do, if you want to go into the red, or the red to go into the maroon, or whatever, you can do whatever you want. So But see how pretty, and it doesn't take long. Now the other thing is, if I really wanted to, you could use your popsicle stick like I was gonna do, or another really simple and easy way would be to use my airbrush, and I could just blow a little bit of this yellow into the red, or here. But in this case, because of all the beautiful lines and everything, I kind of like the look of this, and I think what I would do is probably just keep going with this part of it. I really want to kind of honor all the beautiful little lines that we created with those split cups. So, and that's how I would do it. You just kind of follow the natural line of the painting anyway, and the red it'll go right in there like it had always meant. It was always meant to be. So it looks more organic this way. Yeah, I think so too. For sure. Hannah, that's funny. Organic costs more. Yeah, it's worth it. As a chef, I can fully say there is a difference in organic and non-organic, and you know, luckily I don't have I spend my clients' grocery money, not mine, luckily, for my chef work, so I get to see the differences without having to pay. So, but then you should take my word for it, because I've had a lot of experience in that area. So it'll be interesting to see. Some of the brown here is starting to mix with the yellow, and I am getting some green undertones, which is maybe not my favorite. That's, that's always a risk using. I think I use copper in here right next to some of the red. So yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for coming today, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you enjoy all of my weekly lives. Next week I have some fun things planned for my live, and I'm not sure. I have quite a few things I want to be testing out right now, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to decide on. But if you want to know what's coming up on my channel, I do let people know ahead of time on Instagram, on Facebook, and if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you will have an in to what's happening. So yeah, follow me on social media and you'll get a head start as to what's happening with the lives, and then you can know if you want to come. But we always cover a lot of fun stuff during the lives, don't we? And I appreciate each and every one of you coming here today. I'd like you to also please check out Christina's channel. She has a channel, she has a Facebook group, and she does Monday night lives, which are awesome, a lot of times with her husband Alan, and you should check those out. And yeah, have a good weekend, you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me, and take care. Be safe. Thank you so much. All right. Bye, guys.